what that does is with Instagram, how the algorithm works is so you have like different levels of engagement to and then like triggers to the algorithm. So DMs being the highest uh, out of like likes, comments, DMs, and saves.
Mm-hmm.
If the algorithm sees people were interacting in your inbox, you're gonna automatically get more reach on your like all your other posts. So you're getting that's how you get more reach.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Level Spotlight Sessions, where we showcase awesome marketers doing awesome marketing. Today, I am joined by Jeff Vanasdal. He is the founder of Leah Agency and listbuilder.io. Jeff and I actually got to hang out at our SaaS mastermind event, which was awesome. I guess that was a few months ago now. Jeff, I'm so pumped to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Super stoked to meet you in person at the mastermind, and you asked me to come on the show. I think this is definitely on the checklist for this year, so pretty stoked.
Well, I'm stoked to have you on because I know that a lot of the community are going to get really excited about what you're about to show us. You have a really interesting take on something you've built that combines the power of ManyChat with high level applied to something that makes very much sense. Before we get into that, I do want to go over your story because I remember your story being absolutely crazy as well. Take me back through that. So you started, how did your agency start and how did you end up creating List Builder?
Yeah, so I guess I was building sales funnels even before I even knew what a sales funnel was, and
Mhm.
I built it out of necessity, like trying to solve a problem that I had. I don't know if I told you this part or not, but so I was setting up a booth at these snowmobile races, and one of the sponsors for the team was Makita Tools and
Okay.
Rockstar. So every year they would do a giveaway for a snowmobile or a side by side or an ATV, and then I'd help set up the booth and then run the booth during the snowmobile races. And as you can imagine, it was super cold at those races, and the iPads that people would fill out the win, like the big prize, they'd always die because it was super cold, or people would be like, "Where's the at symbol at?" Like it
My
was
hand's frozen. I
yeah,
want to take my glove off.
exactly, man. So and then the other thing was the booth would sometimes be like way out of the way, and people wouldn't even know we were there. And it was a huge prize, man. Like they would have the side by side of the snowmobile in the booth, and then of course Makita would want to drive people to the booth, check out all the power tools. So what I did was I was like, man, there has to be a better way to do this. So what I did was I built the same thing, and I made these like QR codes. It was like
Mhm.
right when QR codes like became like a huge thing, of course, before COVID. So people would just like scan it with their phones, and it was also right when QR code scanners became native on iPhones
Yeah.
and Androids. You know, have a third party to scan them, and it was like blowing people's minds. They're like, "How do you know that was possible to scan the QR code?" And now it's like,
I
man,
have to
everyone knows QR
interject here because I have a personal, I love QR codes. And 10 years ago now, I think I built this really awesome QR experience for a friend of mine who has a restaurant here where it was on every coaster and it would ask you what you're drinking and it would take you to the recipe with a video of it and all. And they were like, yeah, but does anyone know what this means? And I'm like, oh, don't worry. Surely in the next iOS update, it will be native to the camera. And it took like 10 years for it to actually be
Yeah.
built into the iPhone. And so, yeah, sadly, the campaign died on the vine way before everyone knew what a QR code
Oh yeah,
was.
I had a similar story. I built like I started in the restaurant stuff too. I'm like, oh man, this would be awesome. Scan the QR code, go to like, the menu, and then
Mhm.
have like it know the day of the week, so it show the specials for like say Thursday. And I showed a couple restaurant owners, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't know." Like now, you see QR codes everywhere. I'm like, "Ah, are you kidding me?"
We were just way ahead of it. That's
I
all.
don't know.
All right. So you built
So
something really cool. You solved the problem of the cold iPads. Where'd you go from
yeah,
there?
so I did that. I built the app out, and Reason why I built it is one, to get more entries, but two, we were giving away like all kinds of swag, like t-shirt, hats, stickers, all that. So I had to solve the problem, like sending people to the booth as well. So I gamified the system where once they entered to win the snowmobile or the ATV, you could spin a wheel and then it'd land on prize like a t-shirt. And the wheel was like conditional where if it landed on t-shirt like 100 times, it'd boot that t-shirt slice out of the system where it eliminate people who come to the booth like, hey guys, I want a t-shirt. And we're like, oh, sorry, here's a keychain. We're out of t-shirts. Because the slices, I could control the inventory. So we don't bring like a certain amount of t-shirts to each booth. So it was working awesome. Long story short, COVID hit and closed like all the events. And I'm like, oh man, I had to pivot like again. So yeah,
So
from
your whole
there,
system was built out on in-person events.
yeah. So I didn't know what to do. I tried the restaurant thing for a while, and then I had a few clients. It was called KRAT Rewards, and same thing. Used ManyChat to like serve up the same spinner, the spin wheel I developed to like give them a coupon code, and I just realized like restaurants, I don't know, it was all right, but I think there was different avenues I can explore. But one thing I noticed that I tried ManyChat with so many things, trying to do it all. And one thing I was really good at is just list building, getting email and SMS subscribers.
And
So
this is what I love about what you've done so much. I say this all the time, right? When I'm talking to business owners or whoever, it's so easy to get lost in marketing shiny objects, and there's a million cool things that we could go do. But at the end of the day, my advice is always build a list, activate it with stories and promotions. Right.
yep.
And I think that core piece is still overlooked by so many businesses and marketers. You build the list. Where is your list? Where can people join your list? Where are you driving them to join your list? Right. And so continue. This is why I'm so pumped to have you on.
Yeah, because the power is in your list. Like so many people rely on Instagram and Facebook, social media in general to build their companies. You can have a ton of followers, but really it depends on your engagement rate. Like you can have like 100,000 followers and no one engages with you. Doesn't really mean anything. And I come from a heavy background in social media. I was doing Can-Am social media for 5 years till COVID hit, and of course, actually, this is good transition to into my story. So yeah, I was the global community manager for Can-Am. So anything you saw on their Instagram or Facebook, I was in charge of. It was a dream job, man. Like I got to go to all kinds of countries. I was in all the commercials, driving the side by sides and ATVs. Nice. And then they called me one day, right when COVID hit, and they're like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna have to let you go." And I remember to this day, my wife, right now, wife, she was sitting right behind me in her office, and she goes, "Who was that?" I said, "Well, it was Can-Am, and I don't have a job anymore."
Oh, that's brutal.
So yeah, and we just got a house. It was like we had this house for a year, and of course, it was like out of our price range too. I should have known when we came to the house. Like she's like, "I love it." I was like, "Great." So, so where was I on that? Yeah, so I didn't know what to do. I was like out of a job for like I don't know 4 months, and luckily I had some like side hustle things going on, but it wasn't really much to even shake a stick at. So we were sitting on the back porch one day, and I was flipping through Instagram, and I saw a story for it was an event with Kevin Harrington and the guy on like Shark Tank, one of the original sharks, and it was with Kevin Harrington and then a company called Multiple Club. It was an event I went to like the previous year, and it was like a mastermind. And when they dropped the price when I went, I was like, "There's no way. It's like 3 times as much as I'm even making. There's no way I can even afford this." And I told I hit up the guy that owned Multiple at the time, Nick Long, and I said, "Hey, man, what can I do to come to this event next time?" I was like, "I don't even care if I'm the guy that like brings the coffee around. I just want to be involved somehow." So back to the porch, I saw the story with Kevin Harrington and Nick Long and do an event, and I'm like, I click on it, and it goes to a landing page to fill out a form, the application. I'm like, huh, there's something here. So of course, I've been thinking about it, and we sit down, and go inside to watch a movie. Me and my girlfriend at the time, wife now, and I'm like, I could probably do something with this. So what I did was I took their form that was on their landing page and built it into an Instagram bot. So essentially, what I call them now is a DM funnel. So I was asking all the same questions they had in their application on their landing page. I sent it over to Nick Long, and he's like, "Man, like this is awesome. Like, how can I start working with you?" I said, "I don't know why I said this, but I said, tell you what, I'll be out there tomorrow." This was like on a Tuesday at like 6 o'clock, and of course, my girlfriend, she's like, "Hey, are they paying you?" I'm like, "No." And you told them you'd be out in California, and we live in Indiana tomorrow. I was like, "Yeah." So that's what I did. I booked the flight to California to
Oh my
Orange
gosh.
County, and
On a hope and a
I,
dream.
yeah, and I had the mortgage due in 3 days, and I only had enough money to book one way flight. Yeah, so I went out there, and I had the next day I ate breakfast at their office with Nick Long and the Multiple Club, and I was out there for 4 days, and discovered that what they were like the process they were using, like they were texting everyone with their phones, and
Mhm.
it was just kind of a mess. Like there was no real system in place, and I introduced them to High Level. They're like, "Man, this is awesome." So not only did I picked them up as a client with High Level, and then they started introducing me to all their uh, members that had businesses. So I ended up picking up a couple clients while I'm out there, and I had enough money, of course, to fly back home. And within it's been like I don't know 7 months, less than a year, and I've more than 10x my income just from
That's
that
so
one
awesome.
trip.
That's
Yeah,
so amazing. I love it. What an amazing story. Um, so flesh this out for me because okay, so let's break this down. I think, you know, high level, build your list, right? What a better place to house a list than in high level, of course. But you have smartly identified a big problem for a hot or red hot industry, right? So my wife is an Instagram influencer in the yoga space. She has 0 email addresses of her followers,
yeah,
right? So she does these promotions with brands, but it's all just posting on Instagram. And we know that the odds of seeing, any given thing on Instagram are pretty low, right? Like if it's not, in the first 5 stories, I'm probably not going to see it. And so it makes so much sense that you've built a system that essentially says, hey, you've got a ton of followers. Let's turn them into a list that you own, that you can use in addition to your Instagram campaigns. And I would guess, I don't know if you have case studies or whatnot, but let's say my wife is doing some brand giveaway thing. I would bet the results would be at least 3x what happens just on Instagram if it were also going out via email and text to the
oh
list.
yeah, yeah. If you think about it, so I always tell people like if you post on Instagram, it only goes out to like a very small amount of your followers. Let's just
Mhm.
say 8%. I think 8% is pretty high.
Yeah.
If your post is seen by 8% of your followers, comparing it to email, and a good open rate for email is like 16-20%. That's like okay.
Mhm.
You're already getting double the eyeballs by sending
Mhm.
out an email. So why not build your list up and get around the algorithm of Instagram and Facebook? Because you never know. You hear like horror stories all the time, like people's accounts get hacked or Instagram shuts them down for some reason. You can't get a hold of Instagram or Facebook. Imagine if you were an influencer that had like 100,000 people or 100,000 followers, you had zero like email list or SMS list, you're done. Like your business is shut down immediately.
I would think that any savvy Instagram or influencer would jump at this, because imagine when you're talking to brands and you're like, oh yeah, I have whatever, 50,000 followers on Instagram, versus someone who's like, I have 50,000 followers on Instagram, but I also have 40,000 people's emails and phone numbers. Like, I'm not just going to post on Instagram. I'm going to send it to their inboxes. What do
Yeah.
you think the brand, which one do you think the brand's going to want to work with? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then like when it comes to influencers and partnering with other companies for sponsorship stuff, is like you are so much more powerful as like an influencer if you have it list. So you can go to a company and say, hey, I'll post this on my stories and I'll send it to my SMS list and my email list. You're gonna get way more money for
Totally.
that sponsorship deal.
So walk me through how it actually works. Like, because from what I've seen, what my wife does, she'll get like product from a brand and be like, okay, we're going to do a giveaway. You know, whoever tags us gets entered into the drawing. Or it's like, hey, use my promo code on the website and you'll save 20% or something like that. What does a typical promotion when you're building a list look like?
You want me to share my screen? I can just show you.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So, all right, cool. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So this one here is just a demo I put together for Dixon Flannels. So you can see here, most of the time when people do a giveaway, they say, follow us, tag 3 friends, and you're entered.
Mm-hmm.
All that does is get you more followers. And
Mm-hmm.
again, back to like when you post, it only goes out to a very small percentage. So what if
Mm-hmm.
you can get more followers, more comments, more engagement, and grow your email and SMS list all at the same time? So
Mm-hmm.
this is what this is. So let's go give it a try. So you can see here, we're gonna weigh a limited bamboo short sleeve shirt. Here's how to enter. Follow us. You could do this to like and save this post, tag 3 friends, and let's send you a DM to finish entering. So
Okay,
let's
so
go and do
that's the
that.
different piece, right? It's like
Yeah.
DM us something.
Well, you could. So this is just in the feed. So I can show you how
Mm-hmm.
stories work too. But so in this case, it just says tag 3 friends in the comments. Okay, well, let's tag 3 friends. So let me reset this here. So you can see this person already tagged 3 friends. I'll do the same. Then it automatically replies back to that each comment. So to say
Mm-hmm.
like DM center, check your inbox. This is automatic. And then they'll see a notification here at the top. And then this asks again, like, hey, it looks like you want to enter to win. Then you can click select which one. So we're going to hit yes, I do.
I love that already, because I feel like when you do that and you just tag your friends, you're like, well, that's hopeless. Like, I'm never gonna win. Like,
Yeah.
I tagged 3 friends and that's the end of it. Like, fantasy concluded. But to get an immediate DM is interesting. It's like, oh, like they engaged me. I might have a chance here. Something's happening.
Yeah. And what that does is with Instagram, how the algorithm works is so you have like different levels of engagement to and then like triggers to the algorithm. So DMs being the highest out of like likes, comments, DMs,
Mm-hmm.
and saves.
Mm-hmm.
If the algorithm sees people were interacting in your inbox, you're gonna automatically get more reach on your like all your other posts. So you're getting that's how you get more reach. And
Makes
then
sense.
anything you see in gray here is all automated. So it's asking
Mm-hmm.
for email, and then it asks, hey, do you want to join an SMS list for more giveaways, promotions, like that? So this is how you can grow your SMS list too, and it's all permission based, especially
Mm-hmm.
with like iOS 14 update with
Yeah.
retargeting going away. Now it's like, hey, I got this person's name, phone number, email, and then we have a Shopify integration where it can shoot over a personalized coupon code. So it's you can see my name, 10 off, and then a random number,
Very
and then they
cool.
can click on here. You always want to upsell at the end, so give them a
Yeah,
reason,
that's
like
super
to
smart. So not only they entered to maybe win, but they kind of just did win something. They
yeah,
won a discount.
Yeah. You're incentivizing them to like shop immediately
Mhm.
or do some kind of action.
Yeah, super smart. Jeff, you also mentioned one that you did for gyms, which I'd love for you to show because I know we have tons of folks in the gym space that works with the wallet system.
Yeah. So this one I think is huge because really no one's doing it, and it's integrated with high level. So this is just an example of a gym in Atlanta called Atlanta Personal Fitness, and they're doing a giveaway for 1 month of free personal training. So
Okay.
uh, again, it's just follow us,
Mhm.
tag 3 friends, and then we'll send the DM to finish entering. So let's go and do that. We'll tag 3 friends. You can see this great guy already tag 3 friends. Do the same. You can see it automatically replied. Then they get a notification, drops into the inbox. Same thing, full
You
name.
confirm, double consent. Okay, let's get your
Yeah,
information.
yeah, what's a good email? So it's again, this all personal bait or
Do you want SMS? Yep. Okay. What's your number?
yeah. So now they're entered to win the 3 month personal training. But again, this is the upsell where it says just say thanks for entering. We want to give you a free personal training on us. Click the link below to get your
That's
pass.
so good. I love that. It's not even an upsell. It's just an up gift. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
feel like, oh, like I just won.
So they just click claim pass and then delivers this like a wallet pass. You've seen it before on Apple Wallet or Android
Yeah.
now, and it's contingent on it's on this expiration date is set dynamically, where
Uh-huh.
it'll if they came in today, it'll say today's the 27th or 23rd. It'll set it 7 days out,
Uh-huh.
and it'll show 7 days out, the expiration date, have their full name, what the offer is. And what's cool about is since they got one free personal training session, we just say, hey, show it to the gym when you come or the front desk when you come in. They
Mm-hmm.
show the pass, the front desk, they scan it in with our app, and it sends a notification to high level saying, hey, this person just claimed free personal training session. And what it could
Mm-hmm.
do is fire off any workflows we want. So, for example, with Atlanta Personal Fitness, we have a welcome flow that says, hey, it'll fire off like 2 hours from them coming in claiming this.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the SMS, we can say, hey, how was your first training session at our place? SMS, like immediately. Well, 2 hours after coming in. So they feel like, man, these people are really on it. I want to know how
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing. And then it'll fire off the email sequence where it says, hey, thanks for coming in. Just want to show you around our gym, like a video or something. Say, hey, this is Jason. He's one of our personal trainers here. This is what a training session looks like. This is about our gym. Our gym's 2,000 square foot, whatever you want. And then it will fire off any other emails that you want to nurture that lead into becoming a member.
That's super cool. I love that. And I love how it's an Apple Wallet pass because now I don't have to like go find the email when I want to actually go redeem this. It's just there in my wallet. I just bring it up and then they scan it. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, now you got my gears turning because we just dropped math and workflows, right? So like that could tally a check-in count. And when you get to X amount of visits, like that could be a whole separate program that you build out where it triggers free stuff and loyalty programs and all that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's better than fumbling around trying to find your key fob, trying to check in at the gym.
Totally. It's all right on your phone.
Oh
That's
yeah.
super cool.
Yeah. I don't know if
And
you want me to show the another one, like for the Zoom webinar,
yeah,
like the high
yeah, for
level one as well.
sure.
So okay, so this is the one, of course, I think you've seen this one already.
No, I haven't.
So oh yeah.
No.
So a huge thing we've been doing, like especially for any like company that's running webinars or coaches that are doing webinars, we can automatically register people into Zoom webinars straight from the Instagram DMs. And we
Okay.
actually did this with a client in Sam Stain and Morel. Within 1 week, we registered over 3,000 Zoom webinar registrants,
Uh-huh.
and that was all organically. That was within 1 week and zero ad spend.
Nice.
Um, he was having an ad agency run some ads to register people for the webinar too, and on average, it was costing $10.60 for registration. So it would have cost him over 30,000 to fill all 3,000 seats.
And you registered how many organically?
3,000 some.
Wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, I'll just scroll down here. This picture of you. Yeah.
This is
Okay,
so
so
cool, by
this
the way.
is
This is how you pitch this, right? You customize the demo to the potential client.
yeah, yeah. This is a demo tool we put together. We worked on this for like 2 months, but I
That's
think
amazing.
it's really game changer. So this is for the webinar, Google webinar that I think you guys had
Yeah,
a
yeah,
while back.
we had this webinar a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So this way we can register people to the webinar with comments. Same thing. So to register, comment the word Google to save your spot. So let's go do that. So you can see I'm at the casino already. It said Google. Let's do the same thing. Type in Google. Uh, yeah. So it popped up, and then it drops into the inbox just like it did last time.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's get you registered. What's your full name? And then we type in our full name, email, and then you want to get SMS reminders leading up to the webinar. Sure. So that's collecting their phone number.
So good.
Yeah. So now, like how this works, we put a integration with Zoom webinars inside
Mhm.
ManyChat. So it's essentially an app inside ManyChat. And every time we collect all this data here in purple, it's pushed to high level. In addition, it's pushed to, in this case, Zoom webinar. So it registers people into the webinar.
That's pretty cool. Now, what's the benefit of that? Because when we run webinars in Zoom, we actually we register them just within high level and, we don't do it through Zoom. But I'm sure a lot of people want it to actually register in Zoom as well.
It's just one more step. So, for example, I think the way you guys had it before is like click the link in our bio. You click the link. Well, for example, it just eliminates clicking buttons. Like, so you want it all like native if you can, because if say someone says like the post would say, hey, to register, click the link in our bio. Well, they have to scroll back up, click the link in our bio, opens up the link tree. Then they have to find the webinar, click on that. Then it opens up the landing page. So that's like already 3 clicks.
You got to type in
And then,
information. Yeah.
yes,
No, that part's all super smooth. And what I didn't know that you could do, which is what you're doing, which is so cool, is as soon as I comment the word, I'm getting a DM.
yeah,
I didn't know that Instagram even allowed you to do that.
yeah, yeah. And it's all it's approved by like Facebook. I mean, ManyChat is partnered with Facebook, so it's all like it's good to go. You don't have any issues.
This is super, super smart. So how are you selling this?
Yeah, just mainly right now, everything is all referral based. So
Now, what happens if I'm watching this and I'm an agency and I'm like, I want to do that for my clients? Have you built out like a partner program or like a reseller model?
yeah, that's something we've been, and I have something together for it right now. So I
Because I'm
think
sure
that's
when this goes live, you're going to get hit up by a bunch of agencies like, hey, how do
yeah.
I sell that to my clients?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I think the way it works is like it would just be like a referral base because it's like there's no real way to like white label this. It would just be like, all right, this is an addition to what you're doing now with high level or your white label plan. It would be so and so and list builder, and then we would just pay out commission. So
It's super smart. Well, Jeff, I wanted to come bring you on because I was so impressed with not only what you built, but the way that you sell it. I think that demo in itself is something people are probably going to be hitting you up about, like, how did you do that? So congrats to all of that, and congrats on your recent marriage as well.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, my hand just feels a little heavier now. Other than that,
Well, at
feels the
least you're
same.
not sweating the mortgage anymore.
Yeah, man. I'm so thankful for, well, just being around like the network and uh just being involved with high levels really changed my life. I think I told Sean that at the mastermind, but yeah, it's it's game changer, man. It's and the stuff that I'm doing with it, I love every single day. So,
That's so awesome. What a great story. So, Jeff, if people do want to know more about anything that they just saw, should they just go to listbuilder.ai?
yeah, just go to listbuilder.ai or just find me on Instagram at Jeff Vanasdal or hit me up on Instagram at listbuilder.ai.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
All right. I'll see you in the next, the live event, hopefully.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you in the next one.